Hello and welcome to week 2 of publication design. It's really cold and crummy out there and it's a shortened week. So what we'll do is a kind of a simpler little assignment, but it's a way in to do InDesign, working with grids, and giving you the real basics of what you need to move on. So we will do the business card. I will show you a little background on working with grids, and then we'll look at good and bad with the cards. In the next video, I will do a little demonstration on putting it together with InDesign. And in the third video, I will review last week's assignment and do a little critique. So let's get started. Okay, The big thing we will be doing is working with a grid pattern, and you'll see that shortly. Whenever you envision, even before you put any pictures or words on a page, think of how what the page really is. And the page is designed into grids. And I have this this posted and another video posted, so you can look over it. Anyway, parts of the grid. Basically, envision what your page, or business card, or anything looks like to begin with. Look at it as grids. Line up some headlines here, some headlines here. They give you alignment so everything looks neat. Neatness counts, as does organization. Margins are on the outside of your grid, largely to be used if something is going to be printed. Flow lines lead you across. Imagine, again, we read left to right, top to the bottom. Think about how your eye moves. Flow lines help. Modules are the beginning of any grid. Each little square is called a module. And you can group the modules into regions or zones. When we look at the rule of thirds, this could be 1/3 and another region could be 2/3. Help you visualize the whole thing. Columns, we'll be working a lot with columns. Columns help you align things vertically. Everything, if you start one section here, a headline here, the story should be right under it here. The columns help you line things up. Rows are in the other direction, help you keep things cleanly aligned from left to right, horizontally. Gutters are the spaces between your modules, and they should, if they are the same distance, then your elements are working together. If they're 2 gutters apart, maybe they're separate. Markers are what you put on the outside and your margins if you're going to cut your things into little pieces. Ways of looking at the grids. Manuscript, column, baseline, modular, and hierarchical. I'll go right through them now. Manuscript grid is what you have if you're laying out a book. Again, you have your margins here or there. This wider one is to allow for a fold. There we go. A column grid. We will be looking at things a lot in grids. Washington Post is made on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 column grid. This picture uses 4 of the 6 columns. This headline uses 5 of the 6. This headline uses 1 of the 6. But it is organized. This is a 2 of the 6s. This is 4 of the 6. Organized, each column is the same width. This is also using grids. This is 2 of the 6 grids. That's 4 of the 6 grids. See, it allows you to line up everything neatly. This is a 3-column grid. See how it works? Now, if you're going to, and this is also a 6-column grid. This is one of the 6 columns. This is 2 of the 6 columns. This is 3 of the 6 columns. Modular grid, think of it in spaces in a big, we'll call this a double truck magazine layout. This is using 5 of the 6, 2 of the 6 are for the fold, another 5 are for your things, for your margins. Now look at this. Your phone is a modular grid. This hat is a modular grid. Baselines. We will be using a lot of baseline grids. Baseline grid. You'll be seeing how everything, even if it's not printed, will allow you to line things up. We'll be doing that later. See, modular grid right here. We have, again, using those flow lines, one distance apart, these things go together, these things do not, using spaces. Hierarchical grids. This is one big thing. Again, Vulture from New York Magazine, they're culture vultures. They're telling you all about their things, hierarchical. You know this is the most important. And that's the less important. Hierarchy means, again, having a dominant element. We will do that in our resumes. So here is, look at a very busy design. By using our grids, it makes a busy design organized. This is a 6-column grid across, 4 of the 6, and 1 of the 6 here. Using our columns, we're lining up all our elements. This is same distance here as here, same distance between elements here and here. Our spaces are all the same, organizing this material. Rule of thirds is something we use. Guy's in 1/3, his body is in 2/3. This is in 2/3, he's in 1/3. Using this in the bottom, use the crosshairs for your important elements. Golden ratio. Again, rule of 1/3, 2/3, and everything flows. If you can draw a 6 on your layout, you're doing a good job. Composite grids use a little of both, but they're all lining them up, again, using your columns. See, this is a 4-column grid. This is lined up with that. This is lined up. Everything is lined up. We will start using the right one. We'll use a baseline grid. It's pretty easy with the our business card. And to show you a little bit of that, we have our good and bad cards for our project. See, not really well lined up at all. Everything's on the same size. Your eye does not move over this. These 2 elements are fighting with each other side to side. You start here, your eye does not move. This is not well lined up with that. everything is just a mess. Avoid centering. Again, avoid centering. This one, again, no flow, no movement. This is flush left, this is flush left, this is centered. You just don't know where to go. Very messy. Better, dominant element, all flush left. You move very well through it. You know that this little blurb goes with the graphic because we have a short space, you have a long space, you know the rest is different. Again, long space, you know this is different than this. These are close together. Longer space separates this. Dominant element with a little nose, you move that way. Same thing here. You move that way. A little fancier, but again, really using our alignment. For the purpose of this particular assignment, we're just using words. We will get to pictures at some other time. Okay? Simple, straightforward. That's all we're doing this week. I have another video of grids you can watch on your own. But basic, just working with grids and alignment, that's our big thing this week.